Welcome to High Q, the show where knowledge rules. And although you will see this episode long after October has passed, today is the High Q Studios Halloween taping, which means that I am dressed as a scholastic secret angel, like a Victoria's Secret angel, but I give you knowledge. Isn't that fun? Today, we have teams from West Frankfort and Carbondale representing West Frankfort. We have Hunter, Micah, Courtney, and Royal. And representing Carbondale, we have Aiden, Jonas, Ryan, and Nathan. For those of you who do not know how the game works, I'll explain it quickly. Here in my hand, I have a series of toss-up questions. I will ask them to both teams. The team that answers it correctly gets 10 points. They then move on to a bonus question in which they and only they get the option for 20 bonus points, but if they get it wrong, the other team can swoop in and steal for 10 bonus points. There will also be audio questions, media questions, lightning rounds, but we will cross all of those bridges when we get to them. So one last announcement before we get on to the questions. The dreaded interruption rule. If I am reading a question, toss-up, bonus, audio, any sort, and you interrupt me, if you get the answer right, we move on with our day and you get your points. If you are wrong, you and your team are not able to answer the question. 5 points go to the other team and they get the option to answer that question. So if you interrupt me, make sure you're right and we won't have any problems. All right, without further ado, are we ready to High Q?
Yes.
Yeah. All right, our first toss-up question of the game. What country's strongest recorded earthquake struck in September 2023 in Al Haus, with its epicenter in the Atlas? Aiden.
Morocco.
Morocco is correct. Your bonus question, Carbondale. In May 2023, Bola Tinubu was inaugurated as president of what most populous country in Africa?
Nigeria.
Nigeria is correct. Total of 30 points on the outset for Carbondale. Our next toss-up. What river's course depends on the water levels of Tonle Sap, the largest freshwater lake in Southeast Asia, and runs from Tibet to South Vietnam? Ryan.
Mekong.
Mekong is correct. Your bonus question. What two adjectives in English denote the two main forks of the Nile River, which converge near the city of Khartoum?
Blue and white.
Blue and white is correct. Our next toss-up. What author, who wrote about a lovelorn artist's suicide in The Sorrows of Young Werther? Ryan.
Goethe.
Goethe is correct. Your bonus question, Carbondale. The title For Topman punches and kills Claggart in what novella by Herman Melville?
Billy Budd.
Billy Budd is correct. What royal house, which acquired the Interfell from Bavaria in the Potato War, included Joseph II, Maria Theresa, and other Austrian emperors? Aiden.
Habsburg.
Habsburg dynasty is correct. Your bonus question. A Venturi meter illustrates what principle named for a Swiss scientist, which often means that as a fluid's velocity increases, its pressure decreases?
Bernoulli.
Bernoulli's principle is correct. What metal, which can be smelted in the Hall-Héroult process, is found in the ore bauxite and is a lightweight metal used in namesake foils? Ryan.
Aluminum.
Aluminum is correct. Your bonus question. The first European explorer to reach New Zealand was what Dutch man, the namesake of another country's largest island?
Van Diemen.
That is incorrect. West Frankfort. The option to steal.
Smith.
Smith is incorrect. We were looking for Abel Tasman. Tasmania is named after him. All right, it is time for our first audio question. There is going to be a sound cue leading through the speakers, and you will answer the question accordingly. This song was featured on a fantasy comedy film directed by Greta Gerwig, starring the likes of Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling. The film is a commentary on feminism and self-discovery. Name this. Ryan.
Barbie.
Barbie is correct. There are no bonus questions on audio questions. It's just whatever goes through the screen. Our next toss-up. What city whose Centennial Park contains a replica of the Parthenon? Hunter.
Nashville.
Nashville is correct. Your bonus question, West Frankfort. A May 2024 halvening reduced the creation rate of what commodity, which is limited to 21 million units?
Wood.
What is incorrect? Carbondale, the option is steel.
Corn.
That is incorrect. We were looking for a bit more of a cerebral answer. Bitcoin.
Oh.
There is a limit to the amount of Bitcoin in the world. Our next toss-up. What president, whose popularity fell after he repressed the bonus army, was in office in 1929 on Black Thursday, which sparked the Great Depression? Aiden.
Herbert Hoover.
Herbert Hoover is correct. Your bonus question. What character who claims he doesn't share food and who uses the pickup line, "How you doin'?" is a struggling actor played by Matt LeBlanc on Friends?
That's it.
Ross.
Ross is incorrect. West Frankfort, chance to steal.
Joey Tribbiani.
Joey Tribbiani is correct. Full name and everything. Nice steal, West Frankfort. Our next toss-up. What British scientist helped lay the first transatlantic cable and names a temperature scale that begins at absolute zero?
Calvin.
Royal.
Celsius.
Celsius is incorrect.
Was I right the first time?
Carbondale? Ryan.
Kelvin.
Kelvin is correct. Your bonus question, Carbondale. What colorless but not odorless compound of hydrogen, carbon, and chlorine with molecular formula CHCl3 is a volatile liquid used as a solvent?
Hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid.
Hydrochloric acid is incorrect. West Frankfort, chance to steal.
No answer.
We were looking for chloroform, also known as methyl trichloride. Next toss-up. What author wrote that beauty is its own excuse for being in his poem The Rhodora, and wrote an essay titled Nature about his transcendentalist views? Ryan.
Emerson.
Emerson is correct. Your bonus question. What U.S. auto manufacturer was acquired by Fiat in 2014 before merging with Peugeot in 2021 to form Stellantis?
Dodge.
Dodge is incorrect. West Frankfort?
Alfa Romeo.
Alfa Romeo is incorrect. We were looking for Chrysler. Fiat Chrysler was that 2014 name. Our next toss-up question. What leader, whose foreign minister is Penny Wong, led the opposition during most of Scott Morrison's term and is the Prime Minister of Australia? Royal.
Smith.
Smith is incorrect, but I like the energy. Carbondale. Ryan.
Cameron.
Cameron is incorrect. We were looking for Anthony Albanese. No bonus question.
That was my second guess.
Yeah, second guess. Yeah. All right, our media question. If you turn your attention to the television, there will be a visual clue. This director is known for his expansive films. Ryan.
Peel.
Peel is correct. Again, no bonus questions on media. I don't control the television. Our next toss-up question. What American composer, whose Music of Changes was inspired by the I Ching, had pianist David Tudor sit not playing at the 1952 Ryan?
Cage.
Cage is correct. Our bonus question for Carbondale. Vellum is a fine version of what thin material, made from untanned sheep, goat, or calf skins that can be bound into a codex?
Leather.
Leather is incorrect. West Frankfort, the chance to steal.
Hide.
Hide is incorrect. We were looking for parchment. Our next toss-up. What process during which a Tata box helps position our... Ryan.
Transcription.
Transcription is correct. Wow. Our bonus question, Carbondale, is a math question, so pencil and paper ready. What is the x-coordinate of the vertex of the parabola defined by the equation y equals x squared plus 8x plus 15?
-4.
-4 is correct. What team, which won the World Series in both 1992 and 1993, now stars first baseman Vladimir Guerrero Jr., ML...
Toronto Blue Jays.
Toronto Blue Jays is correct. Your bonus question, West Frankfort. In what state was actor Hill Harper supposedly offered $20 million to end a Senate campaign and run against its Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib?
California.
California is incorrect. Carbondale?
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin is incorrect. We were looking for Michigan. I would say the state nickname for Michigan, but I don't know it. Next up is the lightning round. That one was loud. Usually it's pretty quiet. Wow. All right, for those of you who do not know how the lightning round works, I have in my hand 4 topics, which within each of these topics is 10 questions that a team has to answer within a minute, 60 seconds. West Frankfort, you all get the option of all 4 choices to choose from. Your options are as follows: fictional authors, civil rights leaders, BIS, and Windows.
Civil rights leaders.
All right, civil rights leaders. What civil rights leader, and then I will ask the question. Your 60 seconds begins in 3, 2, 1. Gave the I Have a Dream speech in 1964.
Martin Luther King Jr.
King is correct. Founded the Tuskegee Institute.
Smith.
Incorrect. Declined to move from a bus seat in Montgomery in 1955.
Rosa Parks.
Correct. Gave the speech, What to the Slave is the 4th of July.
Malcolm X.
Incorrect. Left the Nation of Islam in 1964 before being assassinated.
Smith.
Incorrect. Wrote The Souls of Black Folk and co-founded the NAACP.
Du Bois.
That is correct. Led the Rainbow Push Coalition and won the 1984 Democratic primary in Louisiana.
Smith.
Incorrect. Led a march from Selma and became a congressman from Georgia.
Smith.
Incorrect. Founded the Black Panthers with Bobby Seale in 1966.
Malcolm X.
Incorrect. Headed the Poor People's Campaign and became president of the SCLC in 1968.
Smith.
Incorrect. All right, that is all of our questions. Going back through the ones we got wrong. Booker T. Washington founded the Tuskegee Institute. Frederick Douglass gave the speech, What to the Slave is the 4th of July. Malcolm X left the Nation of Islam in 1964 before being assassinated. Jesse Jackson led the Rainbow Push Coalition and won the 1984 Democratic primary in Louisiana. John Lewis led a march from Selma and became a congressman from Georgia. Huey P. Newton founded the Black Panthers with Bobby Seale, and Ralph David Abernathy Sr. headed the Poor People's Campaign and became president of the SCLC. All right, we are moving on to Carbondale. Once again, your options are fictional authors, BIS, and Windows.
Fictional authors.
All right. Name the author who created these fictional writers, journalists, or diarists. Your 60 seconds begins in 3, 2, 1. Travel writer Lemuel Gulliver.
Twain.
Incorrect. Joe March in Little Women.
Alcott.
Correct. Kilgore Trout in novels such as Slaughterhouse-Five.
Vonnegut.
Correct. Stephen Dedalus in Portrait of the Artist as a Young Man.
Choice.
Correct. Emmanuel Goldstein, whose book is read by Winston Smith.
Pass.
Diarist Mina Harker and Lucy Westenra.
Pass.
Playwright Claire Quilty in Lolita.
Nabokov.
Jack Torrance in The Shining.
King.
Correct. The title poet of Dr. Zhivago.
Pasternak.
Correct. Stingo in Sophie's Choice.
No answer.
Back to the ones you skipped. Emmanuel Goldstein, whose book is read by Winston Smith.
Burgess.
Incorrect. Diarist Mina Harker and Lucy Westenra.
Anne Frank.
Incorrect. All right, going back through the ones we missed. Jonathan Swift from Gulliver's Travels. No, sorry. Jonathan Smith wrote Gulliver's Travels, which is where travel writer Lemuel Gulliver comes from. George Orwell wrote Emmanuel Goldstein, whose book is read by Winston Smith in 1984. Dracula is where diarist Mina Harker and Lucy Westenra came from, which is Bram Stoker. And Stingo and Sophie's Choice is written by William Styron. Incredible lightning round all around, but unfortunately they can't last forever, so back we go to the toss-up questions. What state, which is named for an alternate name of the Lenape people, is governed by John Carney and was the first state to ratify the Constitution? Nathan.
Delaware.
Delaware is correct. Your bonus question. Henry VIII's fourth wife, who hailed from the German Duchy of Cleves, had what first name?
Anne.
Anne is correct. What mathematical operation, which can be defined using Riemann sums, is a technique in calculus?
Integration.
Jonas? Sorry?
Integration.
Say it one more time.
Integration.
Yeah. Yes, integration is correct. Your bonus question, Carbondale. What American author became the 4th two-time winner of the Pulitzer Prize for fiction for his novels The Nickel Boys and The Underground Railroad?
Butler.
Butler is incorrect. West Frankfort, your chance to steal.
Smith.
Smith is incorrect. We were looking for Colson Whitehead. Whitehead. Smith will probably work eventually, right?
You keep guessing it.
We keep guessing it. Our next audio question, once again, there will be an audio cue. Hopefully. This song is the opening theme of a show where 6 people live in Hunter.
Friends.
Friends is correct. Thank you. Back to toss-up questions. What island to the northeast of the Cabot Strait contains the remains of Lonzo Meadows and comprises a Canadian province with Labrador? Ryan.
Prince Edward Island.
Prince Edward Island is incorrect. West Frankfort. Hunter.
Newfoundland.
Newfoundland is correct. There are only so many islands in Canada. We were bound to get it. West Frankfort, your bonus question. What effect, which occurs when the energy of a certain particle exceeds the work function, was mentioned in Albert Einstein's Nobel Prize citation?
Energy.
Energy is incorrect. Carbondale, your chance to steal.
Photoelectric.
Photoelectric effect is correct. Our next toss-up. What king, who was imprisoned by Leopold V after fighting in the Third Crusade, was a 12th century English king whose nickname, Ryan?
Richard Lionheart.
That is correct. Our bonus question. What Trojan prince, who was the son of Anchises, caused the suicide of Dido when he fled Carthage?
Aeneas.
Aeneas is correct. This next toss-up is a math question. Pencil and paper ready. If a jogger is going at a constant speed of 2.5 meters per second, how many seconds will they need to finish a 400-meter lap? Hunter.
60 seconds.
60 seconds is incorrect. Carbondale.
Buzz. 160 seconds.
160 seconds is correct. Your bonus question, Carbondale, is not a math question, so you can put those pencils and papers down if you'd like. In a ballet studio, dancers usually warm up while holding what handrail?
Guardrail.
Guardrail is incorrect. West Frankfort, your chance to steal?
Ballet bar.
Yes, that is correct. Our next toss-up. What woman, whose memoir, The Woman in Me, details her quest to end her conservatorship, is a singer who recorded Toxic and Baby Hunter?
Britney Spears.
Britney Spears is correct. Your bonus question, West Frankfort. Mount Pico, the highest point in Portugal, is in what archipelago in the middle of the Atlantic?
No answer.
All right, Carbondale, the chance to steal.
Canary.
Canary is incorrect. We were looking for Azores, Azorean Islands. What event planned in the Green Dragon Tavern was punished by the intolerable acts after the Sons of Liberty? Hunter.
Boston Tea Party.
Boston Tea Party is correct. Your bonus question, West Frankfort. What hydrated magnesium silicate mineral defines a hardness of 1 on the Mohs scale and is used in baby powder?
Talcum?
Talcum is correct. Our next toss-up. What Arthurian knight, conceived when his mother Elaine was mistaken by Lancelot for Guinevere, went with Bors and Percival to seek the Holy Grail? Jonas.
The Green Knight?
Once again.
The Green Knight?
The Green Knight is incorrect. West Frankfort. Hunter.
The Red Knight.
The Red Knight is incorrect. There were no colors at all. We were looking for Sir Galahad. No bonus question on that. Our next toss-up. What artist who, with Paul Morrissey, made the film Chelsea Girls, founded The Factory and made iconic... Ryan.
Warhol.
Warhol is correct. Your bonus question, Carbondale. What author described a magical technique for winning card games in his story The Queen of Spades and depicted a duel in his long poem Eugene Onegin?
Pushkin.
Pushkin is correct, sorry. Our next toss-up. What novel, which ends with a manuscript delivered by Melchiades, being read by Aureliano Babilonia Bendia in Macondo, is by Gabriel Garcia Ryan?
100 Years of Solitude.
100 Years of Solitude is correct. Your bonus question. What devices, the primary application of both platinum and palladium, remove polluting gases from automobile exhaust?
Catalytic converters.
Catalytic converters is correct. Right under the wire there, Carbondale. Our next toss-up is another math question, so pencil and paper ready. What is the only value of x that satisfies the equation 3x plus 7 equals 1, given that the answer is in Ryan?
-2.
-2 is correct. Your bonus question, Carbondale, again, not a math question, so you can go ahead and put that pencil and paper down. Henry Ford and Charles Lindbergh were members of what committee founded at Yale in 1940 that opposed U.S. entry into World War II?
The Nazi Committee.
Nazi committee is incorrect. West Frankfort, the option to steal.
Skull and Bones.
Skull and Bones is incorrect. We were looking for the America First Committee. Our next toss-up. What country, whose socialist URNG opposed Efrain Rios Montt, is the home of activist Rigoberta Menchú, a Quiche Maya, and is southeast of Mexico? Aiden.
Guatemala.
Guatemala is correct. Your bonus question, Carbondale. What building, whose construction began in 1882, is a still unfinished large church in Barcelona designed by Antoni Gaudí?
The Sagrada Familia.
The Sagrada Familia is correct. What novel, in which Brian de Bois Guilbert jousts at a tournament with the title Disinherited Saxon Knight, was written by Walter Scott? Ryan.
Ivanhoe.
Ivanhoe is correct. Your bonus question is a math question. Pencil and paper ready. What is the measure of the central angle of a sector of a circle whose area is 30% of the entire area of the circle?
Uh, 108 degrees.
Once again,
108 degrees.
108 degrees is correct. I would have no way of solving that. You guys are incredible. Our next toss-up question. Kip Thorne won a wager about Cygnus X1 being what kind of body, which has a gravitational pull so strong that not even light can escape? Aiden.
Black hole.
Black hole is correct. Your bonus question, Carbondale. What city's Haight-Ashbury neighborhood was the center of the Summer of Love in 1967, a focal point in hippie culture?
Woodstock.
Woodstock is incorrect. West Frankfort, the chance to steal.
Huron, New York.
That is incorrect. We were looking for San Francisco, California. What modern-day country was the site of the Ayutthaya Kingdom, is ruled by Rama X of the Chakri dynasty, and was formerly known as Siam? Aiden.
Thailand.
Thailand is correct. Your bonus question, Carbondale. Dwight D. Eisenhower National Airport serves what most populous city in Kansas, which is on the Arkansas River?
Sure. Say
Topeka.
Sorry?
Topeka.
Topeka is incorrect. West Frankfort, chance to steal.
Kansas City.
Kansas City is incorrect. I don't even think Kansas City is in Kansas.
Nope.
Wichita. Do you hear that bell, gang? That means that we are out of time for this episode, and our winner is, drumroll please, is Carbondale! Congratulations to everyone all around. This is Olivia Manning reminding you that here at Scholastic, knowledge rules even on fake Halloween. Have a good night, everybody.